When we left things off in Factorio, last time we had just set up, because we were desperate because we had no real iron near our base. And the iron amounts are certainly a dwindling over here. We're at about 800k in our primary base. But we have gone and set up our new iron mine over here. It's not even completely filled up yet. Not that it really needs to be, because really we're not chewing through that much iron ore right now. We're not chewing through it that quickly. Running out would be super bad. But we're not running through it that quickly yet, which is good, because we don't have, like, stack inserters yet to really do this properly in bulk, and so we haven't done all this. We don't have it two-sided. But this is going to be okay for now. The important thing is that we were still going to have any iron ore still coming in. So, what we have to do is we have to do the station to drop off the iron ore over here. So, and it is going to be basically what we're doing full-time. I think there are some other little adjustments. I don't remember what. I expanded the iron the steel production a little bit over here. You can see it's backed up now, so that's hardly a thing. In fact, I think all of our lines are more or less backed up. There's a bit of trickle in here. Oh, right, I did turn on the signs. The only thing we can do right now with red and green is the recursion for the Factorissimo mod, which takes 2,000 signs packs. It's pretty ridiculous, but I'm like, yeah, all right, I'll turn it on since we do have iron hooked up at this point. The other thing that happened last stream, we did find out that we were running a little low on power, but now we are good. We're only using about a quarter of our total power production capacity, so I think we're going to be all right. So let's make a drop-off station over here. Now, typically, you want to allow for a queue of trains. So if we were to build a station, let's say I do this, which, I mean, I am going to do it, but let's also say I'm going to do it. Let's say we build a station. That's kind of like this. Normally, and I guess maybe we will do it right. I was going to say, you want the drop-off to be on this side, so that there's room for trains to queue on the other, which is what we're going to work on. Now, this needs to be long enough to have 4 wagons, and because that's what I base this on. 1, 2, 3, 4, that looks okay, and that would be curved a little bit. So it looks like that's as short as we can actually make it. So if we do that, and then we can just have this come through this way and looking like that. Excellent. Because then what we can do is, and I mean, it doesn't have to go quite this long, but it's okay. But then I can put a collection of little stops, if I can find the stops. There we go, regular rail signal over here, so that we can have excess trains waiting to unload. That is on the wrong side. Here. And say here. There we go. So up to 3 trains can sort of be waiting in this. Later on, we may need to scale it up. Because we may have crazy stuff, or what we'll do is, especially with the train supply manager, we might make a separate sort of depot area for things. Especially long term, we may not do at some point in the super long term, we may not do any of our smelting over here. If we do a mega smelter with electric furnaces, we might just go and displace it somewhere else, and then really have room to do things in ludicrous bulk amounts. Dip your toes in Godot. I have dabbled with the Godot and or Godot, and I have certain reservations about it, which is why we are sticking with Unity at this point. I did check the train supply manager stuff, so hopefully I will have a bit of an idea of what to do here. We shall see. We shall see. We shall see. Is there an actual manual? I mean, I checked some videos about it. On the page. Oh, how-to guide. There we go. Written guide. Old, but yeah, we'll have a reference there. But it seems to be fairly okay to be able to deal with that. When are you doing more U4? I don't know, man. At some point. Here, hold on. Where's this thing? Game request. There we go. Dun, 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 dun. Yeah, so we're probably going to do some Factorissimo. We're going to dabble with it. It's the reason I put it on. Probably most of our base will still be sort of conventional, like Factorio stuff. But I want to do some Factorissimo probably for the gear assembly, because I think it would be a very good fit to be able to scale it up as well without taking up sort of the space. So we'll see how it goes. Okay, so this right now is just going to be our iron ore drop-off. That's that. And then we do have the train automation put in, so we can even get this going. So it's going to have instructions, for example, go to the pickup until full, and then go to the drop-off until empty. And now go to the drop off now. You'll go and pick up over there. I mean, you're not gonna leave because, oh, right, I took your fuel out at some point because I think I just needed the coal for something. So here you go, have the fuel back in. Or it's not working, just turn off my first stream. These Twitch alerts are so, well, twitchy. People have pointed out if you happen to have it in, like, the background, you might not get one. I mean, I follow tons of channels, and I routinely don't get alerts for them. So, I don't know. I don't know what Twitch's deal is. Yeah, we still want to use buffer things over here. Because we want to be able to empty a train even if currently we don't need any. Obviously, at some point, if this gets full as well, that will be the end of it. That's going to be okay. So we're going to have to replace all this with stack inserters later to really accelerate the unloading. But so far, so good. You didn't get one on Monday, but you got one now. Yeah, I'm surprised when it actually works. Exactly, Dark Beholder, me too. I don't understand. It's almost like, does Twitch not actually want people to watch Twitch? Now, does anyone remember which one of these is correct? If I go... Does it always put it on the right? If you were looking at it from the top? I feel like that might be true. Yeah, it always puts it on the right. Okay. Because what we want to do here is we want to set up like this. So this will put it on the correct side, and then if we do that, there we go. That'll be balanced. So 3 are unloading to each side of this. Is all we were trying to do. A little awkward, but... And... Boom, 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 boom. Saves you from doing any, like, silly things with, like, a splitter or whatever. But assuming that I did do that correct, and I think I did, there should be effectively 3 inserters unloading to each side of this join platform over here. We're going to want to feed it into this. Because, annoyingly, I can't even paste in new blueprints. I can't import blueprint strings. So I can't, like... I'm not going to hand make an 8x8 balancer. That would be torturous and just ain't going to happen. So, for now, I am only going to unload the one side, on the basis that we won't have, like, the balancer set up for it. Go something like this. Probably skip as far as you can. Like that. Choose the console command. And, I mean, that's a possibility, but it's like, a part of me is like, no, we'll do it right, even if the right way is a stupid way. There we go. Get you in here. I might still just have you go over here for now, because the idea is there's definitely going to be, like, 4. In fact, there's going to be, there's in the end... Oh, cool. In the end, there's going to really be 8 lines of iron coming over here, because it's going to be feeding into these 8 iron smelters. Before, we might want to double gap it to allow for an underground later. And how does that line up? Okay, we could move some things over here. So, copy, do a little of this, copy. So we're going to be doing something like that later. And yeah, this is going to be an iron line over here, or this was an iron line, which we just disconnected, because I want to make sure to prioritize the iron going to my, my steel. So I had just disconnected this, but now what we can do is we can keep this directly feeding into the steel, and I can just have the others ready to go up north later on, which is the entire idea. When you have new merch, I want a Quillatine hard hat and a safety light. That's actually really cool. It's actually a really funny idea. I like that. So we're going to have something like this, and then over here we're going to have some sort of... Probably something that's kind of like this. So there's going to be a corner, which is always kind of a bit annoying to work with, but it's not the end of the world. So you're going to be somewhere over here, and then we're going to have something that comes down over like this. Yeah. And like that. The spec things are still connected? Nope, they're not. But we're going to want to replace this all with big poles anyway. So let's move that over there. And you're going to come this way. Oh, it sucks when they're zigzagging, but, you know, cliff's going to cliff. Maybe next time we won't play with cliffs. Or on the other hand, you know, it just forces us... It's a little more annoying in a way, but it does force us to make slightly more interesting decisions about our various pathing. How to make what is effectively spaghetti not look too spaghetti-ish, for example. So, this should all go into some balancers. Again, probably these would feed into an 8x8 balancer over here and then split up like that. Since we don't have the means to do that right now, what we'll do is we'll just go and get a 4x4 balancer here. Oops. Like this. Like so. And like so. The 4x4 balancer is so fast to build that, like, and yeah, I had to remember how to do it again last time because we hadn't done it in forever. But once you do have it loaded in, and it's so fast to build by hand. If you don't have bots, like, there's no reason to put down the blueprint first, because you're just adding more clicks, right? So you gotta, like, load the blueprint, put down the blueprint, and then you still have to place everything manually anyway, so not a bad little thing to commit to memory. And worst case scenario, if you screw up the 4x4 balancer, it doesn't actually cause that many issues. Like, oh, you might not have your absolute maximum throughput that you could have had. Oh well. Get you to do that. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to prioritize from the right input. I want iron ore to feed in from here first, because I want to strip mine this and get rid of it completely. It's close, it saves us some train time and whatever. Let's get all the iron out of this patch first. So this thing isn't really going to be doing anything at all right now, and I don't give a crap. So that's going to be cool. But we're now set up. We're good on iron. The only possibility is the train running out of fuel, because we don't have that refueling set up right now. But it's not actually a big, giant concern. If I was a little concerned that I might completely forget, it will take a while, because that train's not running very much. It will take a while before it runs out of fuel. But I guess since I'm here, and since I'm likely to just forget it because I'm a derp, this is definitely a temporary line. We're going to want to figure out... we're probably going to want to set up a fueling depot for our trains later on, especially if we're using the Train Supply Manager mod, which supports auto-queuing the fueling at appropriate times anyway. Okay, that is going to line up. We're going to do something like this. Now, typically you'd use a chest here. I guess I will. Making sure the spacing's okay. But we only want to store, like, 3 stacks in here, which is enough to fully fuel a train, which will almost never need to be done. In fact, we can probably just do, like, a 1-stack buffer here. It's going to take a second to unload the trains anyway, so it can transfer some more in there. We just want to make sure that some coal gets loaded in there. But the amount of coal the train's going to burn going back and forth here is pretty insignificant. I can't actually look at the fuel. I guess, oh, we're going to be able to see it when it comes here. Let me disconnect this. We're going to see how much fuel it's got there, because I put in 150, right? So we'll see how much coal it actually used on the way there. Sending the input on the balancers, God said. Yeah, the what they've done to the balancers, having the priority things and the filtering built in, is just, like, so sick. It's a tiny little thing, but man, oh man, does it make a big difference. I mean, you always have to be careful. You can't have, like, too much brains in, you know, where the player doesn't have to think, or, you know, it should be unlocked by tech or some damn thing like that, but out of curiosity. It used 20 units of fuel. Okay, that is a little more than I expected, actually. Although, still, this is clearly going to be totally okay. We have biters enabled, but it's train world, so the nests don't respawn. I did push some nests away a little bit in between episodes. What's funny is this one had stopped running, right? Because these drills were all backlogged. So all this pollution went away after a bit. These nests over here, I think they're getting a little close, and obviously there's some pollution from our main base that's getting a little close over there. So I think we do want to go and clear these guys out. Especially since at some point this coal is going to run out. And we've already used a fair amount of it, although we're not even mining all of it. We're still good on the coal here, but it wouldn't be a bad idea, again, sort of as a preemptive thing, before we have a problem, maybe get this locked in. But before we do that, we probably want to set up our proper sort of bi-directional train tracks and stuff, because if we're going to have multiple trains running on this, we're going to want that. But we can probably wait for a little bit. Yeah, one stack's enough to refuel. Yeah, exactly. And then this train's not going to move for a while because we're not unloading this at all, because we're not really using this, and that's totally okay. I'm okay where we are. I propose we unlock... Oh! I guess there's a lot of storage in those chests now that I think about it. I propose we set up military science. You know? Yeah, I don't think we strictly need the chest, but we may as well. Yeah, I propose we set up military science, because there's lots of stuff we could research if we had military science. Blue science, does it need plastic? Yeah, because we need advanced circuits. So I say we set up military science, and then what we could do is we get our oil connected. I think that would be the thing. Yeah, put down lights, you're right. I made some lights and everything for this. I'm going to put them down, like, lots of lights. There we go, something like that. For the science setup in Factorissimo, maybe. I don't know, the Factorissimos that we have set up, I don't know how big they are. We could give it a try. Okay, so we need quite a lot for our first factory, right? We do have to be the medium size as well. The Mark II needs, holy shit, it does need a lot of crazy stuff. It takes 46 seconds crafting time. I mean, we could set up automation for it. You know, it's probably worth... No. Maybe we'll just build the first one by hand. See how we feel about the situation. I need 1,000 stone, right? There you go. And then, move on from there. You are full, but I can craft this. Excellent. Okay. We'll plop one down and see what it looks like. Does it say how big it is? 46 by 46. This one's 30 by 30. Okay, you know what? It's not that... I mean, it is bigger. Let's not deny that. But it's not like worlds crazier bigger. Or more accurately, the Mark I isn't like as small as I'd expected it was going to be. I thought it was going to be tiny. Let me make one of the Mark I's as well. It's kind of a dumb way to pick all this up. More power. We got lots of power. Oh, am I picking up bricks as well? Yeah, great. Okay, that's 500 stone. Not picking up more iron plates. Oh, because I'm full. Yes, indeed. I should probably just set up... Okay, hold on. We've got our first building done, right? Ooh! That's the footprint there. Let's, alright. Let me move over here. Put this thing down. Plus, it'll give me a little bit more room for picking up some of this other crap for this. Then I can't pick that up because we have too much stone. Okay, let me come back to this. So, do I just walk in through the door? Holy crap! This is huge! This is huge! Okay. Let me remove you. Put this here, because that's going to be better for connections. And then let me grab a stack of these big boys. Okay. I'm going to run you straight out this way. For the main electrical bus. And then... How do we actually connect you? Okay, so just the blue area. I kept expecting a power cable to show itself, but I guess it just has to cover the blue area. I think these are inputs over here. Like, I think if we end up doing this, stuff will come in. And I think it maps to these 3 over here. I guess there's some on every side. Does it look... If I go and do something like this... Oh, you can see this one's connected. Okay. That still doesn't open the door. We do have lights inside, though, now. That was one of the techs. And then there's these chests here. Overlay controller. Oh, I think that's to choose the look of this. If I do something like... Do I have to feed something in? Because I know you can put a symbol so you can see at a glance what's coming in here. Okay, so if we wanted to make military signs, which is over here, we need red rounds, we need grenades, we need wall bits. We can see the total inputs there. Let me... Oh, that's annoying. If I tab out, it won't keep this up. Stone, coal... Stone... Or not stone. Brick, right? Brick. Coal. I think it was iron, copper plates, and... Oh, it's probably steel plates, right? For the extra bullet? Yeah, and then steel plates. Okay. And more specifically, what it needs is the grenades, the walls. So the walls just need bricks, right? Just plain bricks. And there's the only thing that needs bricks out of all this. So it feels like what I should do is make the wall construction over here. And the only thing that needs the coal is the grenades, which we'll do here. It needs coal and iron plates. So it feels like what we want is we want the iron plates and the coal over here. And then some other mishmash. Now, if we're doing the science, so far, all of our science pack production is based... You have to... Oh, you put an item in there, and that's what shows... So if I go... If I take... how do you grab one? I know there's a way to do it. Help me out. How do you grab one thing? I guess if I right-click there, it drops one thing. There we go. That also works. If I do that... Aha! But really, what I want is a science pack. But annoyingly, I have to make a science pack to be able to show it as a science pack. All right. For our science, I was saying we were basing our production at about 2 packs per second is what we're basing it on. Now, this produces 2 packs per cycle. It's a 10-second cycle. So if we have 5 of these things, 5 things making the science... in some way. Let's, you know what, we'll do something like this. So these 5. Assuming I've mapped that correctly. Waiting for a second to check chat. And then we can just have you, like, unload this way and do something like, say this. There we go. That's where our science is going to come out. Getting fluids in and out of factories is a bit wonky. Yeah, so noted. Maybe for fluid-based thing we won't use it. I know they've got fluid connection. They've got their special pipes that you have to make over here for the fluid stuff. So we... maybe it'll work fine, you know, once we sort of figure it out. You actually run quite slowly. Oh, we need more yellow inserters. Can I exit through here? Damn. I didn't realize I was so low on inserters. And actually, I guess I'd spent a lot of belts setting up our little delivery over there. We need more lights. These lights. Boom. Boom. Oh, you're right. I want 10. I was thinking, I was doing the math for how much we need for 1 second. But I want 2 per second. So yeah, I want 10 of them because it's 10. Yeah, you know. It's the simplest things that'll screw me up. So we're still pretty full on lots of garbage. Oh yeah, do I want to actually... Hold on. Just dump some crap here. Let's not worry about making a smaller factory right now. And I need some inserters. Probably good. Let's get a few more of those, and yeah, we're full again, which is totally okay. Alright. Yeah, I should probably run the Always Day mod. You're probably right. It does look really cool when you have everything lit very well, but for streaming, it does suck that everything gets dark. Especially since most encoders do really bad in low light settings. So yeah, you were right that we do want, that looks like 10, something like that. And there's no way, they're not going to saturate one side of this, because there's not a whole heck of a lot going on. We don't have to run power poles inside. That's one of the techs we did get over here, so we don't have to worry about putting those down, which is fine. Now, your input, you've got 3 things that are going to come in. And are they equal amounts? Okay, more walls than anything else, which isn't really a big deal. I think what we'll do is we'll probably load the guns or the bullets and the grenades on this. And then in the opposite direction, I'll have a wall here. Yeah, we don't have to worry about saturation. We don't have to worry about the fact that grabbing with the reds is inherently slow, because that makes no difference whatsoever. We'll do something kind of like this. And we don't even need this much space for this kind of science, because it turns out this is actually not going to use very much space. But the nice thing is I can make the most use of the space in here, and out here it's not too big. That's pretty cool and sexy, right? This is an add-on to do this. I don't think this is the sort of thing that needs to be added to the base game. I think it is fine just having it be a pure add-on. So we'll do this, and then our bricks really are going to flow in probably just through here, like that. So your job is to make walls. Now, these things consume 2 walls per cycle. And they're cycling at 1 per second right now, because it's 10 seconds per cycle, but there's 10 of them, so it's 1 per second is how quickly they cycle. So they need 2 walls per second. Right? So this takes a half a second to make a wall, so we will get 2 walls per second out of one of them. You can see we're really not going to need all this space, but hey, we've got it, and that's groovy. So if we get some bricks coming in here, that should take care of our wall construction. So over here, this is where I wanted the coal to come in. And I think this is going to be iron. I think what we'll do is we'll just split it this way. We'll do this, we'll do this. So now we have a thing that's got coal and iron. I think grenades take 8 seconds per cycle, right? 8 seconds per cycle. I think we need 1 grenade per science cycle. 1 grenade. So if we have 8 of these, that's going to make 1 grenade per second, which is what we need. That's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Right, did I do that right? I think so. And you don't actually need a surprising amount of material. I don't know. I didn't do the belt math in terms of the belt throughput and whether or not this is going to be enough. This is certainly going to be enough with the blue inserters. Hopefully this is going to be enough for that. Okay, we are done all our red-green science, so ain't nothing to do. What we'll do when we do get military science going is I'm going to take the stronger explosives, because this will let us grenade trees with 1 grenade, which just makes things a lot better. 10 bricks per second. Is that how many it needs? Oh, you're right. Holy shit. My bad. Yeah. So no. I think we do have the stacking bonus on this, but yeah, it clearly needs more. Suppose push comes to shove, because this is going to swing 6 times per second, assuming we do have the stacking tech, and I think we do. I think they grab 2 per cycle. But I could always just do something like this. It's more production than we need, but it's going to keep the throughput since we don't have stacking. That's a good point, though. But theoretically, if we do have the stacking bonus on these, yeah, even non-stacking inserters. I think non-stacking inserters are grabbing 2 per swing now. So these 3 should grab 12 per cycle, which is going to meet our 10. Like 12 per second. Actually, they swing twice per second, right, with the blues? You can click on the icon on the top right to see all your bonuses. Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, so I think this is going to be more than enough. We'll see. In terms of offloading, you just make 1 grenade per, so this is going to be fine. So yeah, your job is you're just going to run over here. And you only make 1 grenade per cycle. Yeah, so we can save a little bit of material and a little bit of power by using some yellow inserters here instead to unload that. Okay, so the last thing we need is we need some red... Yeah, guns. We need one per second is how much we need to produce. I'm gonna put you way up here. So if we want you to do red bullets, this takes 3 seconds to make one. So we need 3 of these. And each one of these needs 1 yellow. It needs 1 yellow per second, which all we need for this is literally just the one. I think I'm gonna put it way down here. So 1 of these, because you make 1 of these per second. Yep. Excellent. And you don't need iron plates up here, right? Copper and the yellows, and that's going to be okay. So we need copper and we need steel. Did I not pick up enough belts? Oh yeah, because of my inventory problems. Do 2.4 rotations per second? Oh, that's faster than I thought. I think they might have changed it when they were changing the amount, like the belt capacity and things. They decided to make the belt capacities a good even number at 15 or 30 or whatever per second. And then they tweaked some of the others, some of the mining and smelting times. They may have switched the swing timers there too, I'm not sure. There you go. 400 belts, everything else capacity is good. Okay. Magic Man, it is a mod to add the buildings. Coming through here. Dumping a little more excess inventory. We've got it. For this, we had figured out that you need quite a lot of copper, right? Yeah, so that's why we had the solo copper line. Okay, it'll probably be the same thing here. Dude, we've got to swap things anyway. Okay, if we get the... Let's say steel comes in here. If it comes in this way, then we'll have steel on one side, and this will go and be dropping the bullets on the other. You do need to swing quite quickly. So you need this. With double stack, that should feed you correctly. You'll do this, and this will be all copper. And what I want to do at some point is swap these two around. So that the copper is closer, because it needs to grab more of it. Just a soupçon of spaghettification. Spaghettification is an actual term that is usually used to describe what would happen to a person as they get pulled to the center of a black hole. You need the blues over here. Dun, dun, dun. No. And then you don't empty very quickly. Do this and that, and you'll be on the other side of those. So that should be that. I think. Theoretically? Maybe? It's not to the event horizon, because if the thing is, if a black hole's radius is enough, you could actually cross through the event horizon without necessarily even knowing. Spaghettification happens if you're so close to, like, effectively the singularity that the gravity on your legs, on your feet, is much, much, much higher than the gravity affecting the rest of your body, so it starts to stretch you out. Okay, assuming we had our inputs going, I think this is okay. So we wanted coal on the outmost over here. So this is coal, which we do bring in. You know what I'll do, because this is not never going to get used very heavily. I'm just going to go and grab this line over here. Here, come to here. And then what we want is we want iron to come in here. Which maybe I will grab from here. Actually, I may as well put it as close to possible as this. No. This side. Because of where these things will feed in. Yeah, this is going to be better. So we want you here and you here. And then a little bit of an underground. that. Next up, I think this was... That was... This is steel. Yeah, you know what? I will use less material. We do that. Oh no! That looked terrible. Can't do that. Actually. Anything up? Restarting factory turns on alt mode for it. Like R on the Factorissimo thing? Okay, cool. We'll take a look. No. Because yeah, I know there's supposed to be sort of a transparent mode for it. I'm gonna leave the gap here. No, you don't go there. I think you go on the rightmost one, right? Oh wait, we still need copper. Whoopsie. I think I was supposed to do copper next year. And now this is gonna look like butt. Yeah, hold on. Just to prevent some buttification here. I want copper on this line. I don't know, make me some steel furnaces. Like, I just picked up a bunch of bricks and steel. Let's do that. Oh. Still have too much shit in my inventory. You know what you can do? You can make me a bunch of those, because they can be upgraded to the blues later on. Okay. Oh no, I need more room for this. Oh, because I need you. That. Okay. Done. Now, I want stone. So I guess I'm going to redo very similar to what I had, but I think off by a slight a bit of space. Actually was screwing some things up when we were with the stone. There we go. Clean that up. Whoops. Fucking hell. Factorio. Make any sane person start cursing. So now you go this way, and you do that. There we go. And I realize we've got some yellow and red intermixed. We'll do some bulk upgrading later on. So now copper goes in here. Brick goes in here. And now you are going to start producing... Oh, we need a little bit of this. One per second, that is correct. I mean, it's going to take a little bit to get the system to catch up. There you go, we are producing some science. Which one is it? Is it the topmost? Yeah, the topmost on this side here is producing our military science. Awesome. So I think I'll probably end up just getting it to connect up over here. Do this. And put some reds. Let's get rid of these small electric poles because they're going to be annoying and in the way. Grab you, 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 you. And do something like that. Maybe what I'll do here is I'll just do a little one of those. And then somewhere over here. Oh, I'm out of reds again. What do I get for just having my inventory being too full? Hold on. Let me dump all this red, all this science that I picked up accidentally. Thank you. Okay, we got room for a lot of transport belts now. Amazon biters attack the factory. I don't know. Probably ruin the entire thing. Apparently you can pick up the whole factory and put it down. It keeps the thing inside. I suspect it might work for blueprints as well. I'm not sure. I mean, that really only comes up if you're needing to do multiple copies of the same factory, which might be useful if you design a factory. I could see us doing a factory for making gears, for example. Of course, I guess you could always just copy just the blueprint for like the interior as its own thing, so you could always paste it down just on the world map as well, not inside of a factory. You're so annoying. And do that, and then later on, another kind of science will get loaded onto that thing. Yeah, I could have aligned this over here, actually. We would have avoided some of this bendy and do that, but, you know, push comes to shove, always leave extra space. You'll hardly ever regret leaving extra space, and you'll certainly often regret leaving insufficient amounts of space. So we're now starting to science with the military stuff. Yeah, we did research Recursion 1, which lets us put a factory inside of another factory, and I think there's multiple levels of recursion you can do. You can't, I don't think you can do like an infinite design, but yeah, this would let us put a factory inside of a factory. So you could really have a really small base later on. Okay. Military science is a go. Definitely the next thing is getting our oil production going, because the next thing we want the blue science to be going. Lots and lots and lots of cool stuff is locked behind blue science, so we want to get that going over there. This is my miscellaneous junk box here. Let's drop some of this stuff. Oh, you're full. Let's make another miscellaneous junk box next to this one. Also, let me make some more chests. And I tend to make iron chests just because they do take a lot less material than the steel ones. Actually, the other thing is potentially... Okay, so far these bases are okay. We do want to blow them up at some point, but I guess we're okay for now. You know what? No, let me go and blow up some biter bases. Just because I've got tons of turrets and bullets in my inventory. I don't think I've got a car on me, because we did lose our car that time we died. But I'll just run down here for a second. Oh yeah, we could do the icon on the roof. We'll just wait for it. I don't think, no, I don't think the factories allow for any trains going through them. Which admittedly would be cool, because it would look like a station. But yeah. Limitation, the inner factory must be a smaller model. Higher tech allows same size nesting. Aha. That's when it can become really recursive. Yeah, let me just blow up a few of these. We'll clear out a little bit of our inventory. And then, actually, I guess before we start our oil production, what we probably want to do is... we might want to automate the production of the oil-making buildings. We don't really need it for the first go, but it's probably a good idea. Because we are going to want more later, and bots to be able to repair things, and that kind of jazz. Ah! Standing on acid. Every time! And put all refining inside one building's been done. Oh, that would be kind of slick. And the buildings do not hide pollution. Apparently, whatever pollution gets produced inside does correctly get ejected to the world at large. So there's no way to cheat around that. Clearing this area is going to be good because we are going to want that coal. Let me just research whatever here. I don't tend to build flamethrowers. I don't know if they're prereq for anything, but we may as well get them unlocked. They're close enough to that other base here that they're still coming, so I'm just going to pick up a few of the healthy ones. Actually, if I pick up the ones on the edge here, I was going to say that might stop them from coming, and it did. Well, we've already started trains, so, and it's a rail world setting, so yes. It is very much going to be a train world. Those are some bullets if I just research the better bullet tech right now, because I can. It's not going to take us very long to get through all this military science. The military science isn't that difficult to set up, although you never used to have to set up a military science step. And before the science got a little bit harder with, I think version 17 is the thing that retweaked all the science, right? Added military science. And changed what you need for some of the products as well, which like threw off all our old whatevers. Clean all this up. And then, yeah, I think it might be back. I might do the last station while I'm here. The last alien base while I'm here, because I'm not far away. And when we do mine the coal that's right here, and later on the uranium, it will definitely pollute to this base. So we have to clear it at some point. Might as well do it now. The mod list is up to date, other than the, I think the train supply mod, which isn't terribly relevant right now, because we haven't actually used it in any way whatsoever. But otherwise, it's up to date. Pure peaceful mode is probably, like, what I prefer, because I don't... The biter stuff isn't the most entertaining to me. It depends on what I'm going for. Sometimes, you know, sometimes the challenge in microing that is fun, and other times it's like, no, that's super not what I'm looking for. I just want to play Factorio. I don't want to play Biter Wars 3000. Oh, the fill mod. Okay. Did I leave some guns over here? I did leave some guns over here. Just saw some yellow on the mini-map. Burning the trees sucks in this game. The flamethrower, like, it takes so much longer than grenades. Grenades are absolutely the superior way to clear trees. Especially, I think we do have enough damage that now our grenades clear it in one shot. There you go. You know, other than mass constructor bot swarms, it's pretty entertaining as well. Although that leaves you with a ton of extra wood sitting around that you don't really need. Nades are absolutely the best. Not terribly caring about the order of our combat research here. Maybe we'll make use of combat robots this time. They're very cool. I often don't end up bothering. Because I mean, there's some effort to set up, both in terms of production as well as, you know, having the systems in place to launch them. But they are very cool. All right, so yeah, we got our little wiggly bus, which we're going to continue over here. I think our oil production, which is what we're working on over here. So we're going to be working on something to automate production of our jack pumps and refineries and things like that. I don't think it should go inside of the Factorissimo factory, because really it's just going to be one of each, and we want to be able to swing by and just grab stuff from the bins. So yeah, I think that's going to be okay. A little more of this because we are in need. A few more of these factories. I mean, you can handcraft them. They do take a long time to handcraft. None of these need any red circuits. No, that would be stupid, because we need oil to make red circuits, so obviously the oil production stuff can't use red circuits. That would be dumb. You run into a real chicken and the egg problem. Okay. We're going to give ourselves lots of room here. So, we need jack pumps. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put one of each of these down for a second. A little bit of a gap like that. Like that. Like that. So, jack pumps. Oil refinery. Chemical plant. Probably actually the offshore, not offshore pumps. Where are the powered pumps? Have I not unlocked them yet? Because I thought they showed up over here. No, right here. The pumps, which need pipes and things. Yeah, so I think it makes sense in this area as well to have actually this, that. You can do the pipes. You can have the pump recipe, and then you will have the underground. Rocketry is done. Oh no. Personal shielding, that's going to be fine. So these two just need iron plates, basically. You have to hear... Oh, you need engines for this. Slightly more awkward. Let me come back to you. You need the pipes. Do these need pipes as well? Oh, yeah. So what I should do, actually, hold on. I can just grab from these directly. I'm gonna have these guys make pipes. This runs pretty quickly, right? Yeah, half second. Oh, reach there. Wiggly Bus makes me think of Pokemon. You're right. It does, that sounds totally like a Pokemon. All right, so we're gonna have some pipes produced somewhere. We may put side-load it onto a thing. So green circuits, gears, pipes. Green circuits, gears, pipes. Also stone bricks. Green circuits, gears. That's steel plates. Is that steel plates as well? Okay. So none of these need iron plates. Okay, let's get you to have steel and gears. Alright. Then, we put circuits and pipes probably in the same one. Now, we're gonna need more pipes for other things. I think I might just leave the pipes in their own thing. And what I'll do is I'll put green circuits and bricks together. Where do I want to connect it? We could actually do a little something over here. Actually, there is enough room here. I just do that, That. Although the green circuits will be a little annoying, but and they're going to be fine too. Green circuits that way. And bricks, I think, right? Is what we said? I believe that was correct. I should not have the brick, or maybe it's the ideal place, was to say I should not have the bricks and the steel next to each other, because for some reason my eyes keep confusing the two. But maybe having them next to each other is actually helpful, because I can sort of tell that they're not the same. Flammables. What is this one? Lasers and shit? Yeah, I mean, there's lots of things we want here. Whatever. Just keep going in order. And then you need pipes. Well, they all kind of need pipes, but then what I think I'm going to do with the pipe stuff is we're just going to run them sideways. Oh, I keep trying to queue from the toolbar. Because you know how you can queue as like an eyedropper pickup? Boom, 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 boom. Probably, a single stack of each? Let's see. Oil refineries, a single stack of that's fine. We actually need a surprising amount of, the chemical plants. I don't know how much these stack to. It doesn't tell you in the tooltip, does it? One of these things I sort of always wish was there. We might want double stacks of the pump jacks. I don't know what they stack to, but we probably need a fair number of those as well. Is it raining in the UK? Is that what chat's talking about? Yeah, that's excellent advice from EverQuesting Knight to Drazian here about the bus. Yeah, build your production basically only on one side of the bus, because it gives you room to expand your bus and make it wider on the other side. You know, there's exceptions to every rule and various things like that, especially if you've left lots of room for extra lines. Depends on how big the actual bus might be in the end. Alright, you need exactly the same stuff. Well, you don't need the bricks anymore, but apparently we're just going to go and carry them anyway because laziness. And yeah, you're just going to do something kind of like this into a bin that goes this way. I think I'll allow for 2 stacks. You're going to come here. Yes, I'm going to split again. Like that. Because we still need you for some other parts. You're going to start building if you had power. There we go. You know what I'll do, actually? You go into a box. Like that. You're gonna do this, and then we'll want to lane balance you. Yes-ish. Like that. Oh, at some point we can come by and pick up some stuff there. Oh, you know what? I don't want you there, because it makes it hard to see. Not necessarily the most brilliant setups. Actually, let me just use yellows here. And definitely just 1 stack of that is going to be more than enough. Oh, you need plates as well. That's why I still needed those. Although, actually, that would be a little hard to get you here. Okay, this is a dumb place to do this. Actually, what I think we're going to do is just this. Yeah. Oop, I didn't leave enough room. Super lazy to do it right off the bus like this. And it's probably going to cause me trouble later on. What I should do, at least, is put it 2 tiles off of this to leave room for an underground. I am going to go and F myself like this for later. Oh, but that becomes annoying with the inserters. That's why I was doing it one off. Whatever, Quill. Just accept the fact that you're going to hate yourself for having done this later. But do it anyway because you're super lazy. Okay, good. I can live with that. You know, it's all about finding ways to live with whatever nonsense you've come up with. Double stack, single stack. Actually, we might do like... When you want underground pipes, sometimes you want a lot of them real fast. There, we'll just go back to this. You don't really need the lane balancer, but it doesn't hurt. And who knows, it might help later on. There. Just do this. Just accept it. It's fine. Okay. There you go. So all my various pipes and stuff will eventually accumulate in here. I mean, it's not a like very fast ratio because of things that are waiting here, but that's going to be fine. We'd really want a lot more of the pipe stuff, but I can always come by and just do a vacuum up over here if it decides that I want a little bit more. So we don't have to continue this. Although, for the storage tanks, we're going to want those as well. That's iron plates and steel plates. Okay. So I can't just use the same line as is. I don't have a ton of these transport belts, but I'll have enough. Qu'est-ce que c'est? Qu'est-ce que c'est? Who made that mess? It wasn't me, obviously. I would never do something like that. Actually, hold on. I might want to... If we ever do the liquid train things... What could all be done here? Okay. Change of plans. I think our life will actually be made a little bit easier if we do run some steel up here, or some iron up here. And I can actually just run it on the other side here. That gatification intensifies. What I can do is I can run it on the other side. That's one of the advantages to building like this, is if it turns out you do need like more types of resources, you can just do this kind of thing. What we want to do here is we want to have one thing that is making the storage tanks, and another thing that is making the fluid wagons, which needs storage tanks. One stack's probably enough. Ditto over there. You need some of that. You need some of this. I don't think you need anything on the other side, other than the these things. What I'll probably do is exactly the same thing as I've been doing. We don't need a splitter anymore. I do need some more red belts, though. Here. Stop you by one. Just do something like this. Because then what you can do is something like that and that. Grab this. And you need stuff from there, you need stuff from there, you need stuff from there, you need stuff from there. I'm not going to slap a blue down there. Turns out you do have to grab a lot of shit. It's only a 3-second production time. Wow. Yeah. Actually, the blue is barely... Actually, it's not quite keeping up with the demand for plates. But it's pretty damn close. What I might want to do is turn this off for a sec so I can get a little bit of storage banked up first. I mean, it's not going to be a problem in the long term. You know what? 2 storage tanks is going to be fine to start off with. Okay, you go ahead and do your thing. That's going to be okay. Donations. Why would they not be working? Let's see. I didn't hear the whiskey and chocolate. What the fudge? Did I seriously just miss it, or is the audio not working? Hang on. Where's my test button? Wait a sec. Test donation. Oh, it's not working. Test subscription. Is the URL not the same for some reason? No, it's exactly correct. I just tried to reset the pop-up with the URL tip. If I open you in another window, and then test subscription. Okay. It works there, it's just not working inside of OBS. Or is it showing on the screen and just not making the sound? I may have accidentally muted something. No, I don't see it coming up on the screen either. No, OBS isn't muted. Alright, well... Poopsicles. I very much apologize for that. I'm happy someone said something, so you can read it. Where's my recent events? Okay. Just OBS. I'm betting a restart on OBS would fix it, but let's not stop and start the stream right now, because that would be garbage. So, first of all, this was an hour ago. Mongoose13, thank you very much for your contribution to the Whiskey and Chocolate Fund. Mongoose says, really enjoying the Monster Train series, and want to show my appreciation for all the entertainment provided. All those culty comments are a riot. Yeah, well, both from me and from chat as well. It's the same thing when we play Slay Aspire or anything like that. There's like tons of little... If you're not stopping to really, think about each move for a minute or so, it's really easy to make some mistakes. And I need to keep the videos down, below the 30-minute each mark. Well, 30-hour would be good too. So playing fast means you can't min-max everything, which means lots of stuff slips through the cracks. But it's fine so far. And the big one, just 17 minutes ago now, and I'm terribly sorry it didn't show up on the stream properly, Nick Size, who donated $200 to the Whiskey and Chocolate Fund. That's a lot of whiskey. And probably a little bit of chocolate too. That's a lot of whiskey. Thank you very much, Nick. And I can't believe it didn't show up. I'm so sorry. Quill, I've been watching on YouTube for years and lurking for a couple of streams. I've heard you say you wanted this for as long as possible. I must concur. Well, thank you very much for making it happen. It's great timing too, because I YouTube actually screwed up something and didn't have monetization enabled on my videos for 2 days. So that's a little bit painful to discover when you're checking on things. It like reset all the monetization on my channel. I'm running a bulk update right now to turn the monetization back on. It was a bit of a nasty surprise. So thank you very much for that. That is good time. Yeah. Anyway, things. Everything is fine with the channel. It's just a setting got reset and everything went boop. Need more brick. Oh yeah, you're right. Our brick production is too low to keep the military production at max speed. Now, it's not a huge deal because often we will have a backlog and we're not always going to be researching military science. So it's not the end of the world. But yeah, let's go and embiggen our brick production. And then, actually, it looks like these are... Oh, are they already all done? They might be. How do I get through this? Goddamn. Need some cliff explosives. Cliff explosives, I don't remember. Do you need... You need explosives and barrels. And explosives are in here. Okay, you do need sulfur. Okay. I was going to say, I always felt like cliff explosives needed oil production. Have I been wrong this entire time? No, it does need it. Oh yeah, we can't do this. Those are blue. The blue and gray, I don't know if it's like super visible to you guys. Like when they're right next to each other like this, I can tell. But for some of these, it's like, wait, which one is blue? Which one is gray? I don't think it's a color blindness thing. I think it's just an attentiveness thing. Well, it's one of those things like a light blue and a cool gray, which can happen depending on exactly the RGB tones. In a vacuum, it can be hard to tell which one is which. I think that's actually fair. Yeah, let's get our brick production going. The other thing is I've got a ton of steel furnaces on me. We could go and up that. We'd have to make sure to retify all of our inputs for things, but... Oh, and you just do this. Oh, this is perfect, actually. I can just increase production by doing some of this. I mean, we can get even more than this. Okay, the yellow does pause for a second. Okay, so yeah, the only throughput issue is the actual furnacing. Oh, now it's starting to fill up. Okay, hold on. Now there is... I don't think this was a problem a second ago, but now the bottleneck would in fact be our transport belts. Now, I don't need to retify the whole thing. I just need to retify this part over here. And then this should start to be okay. It's still a little tight. Well, you know what I can do? Is get some more belts. We play with trains? We do have a train going. And we will be doing some more. Okay, let me pick up a few more of those. The splitters are fine, and then yeah, I'll just fill up on the transport belts. And... oh, no, you're fine now that the backlog's been done. Still, what I might do, just to make it... oh, for fuck's sake. That's not what I wanted. Do this. Do this. Do this. Shift C. No, you won't do that, because you don't dump stone. Okay, hold on. I just want to do this. I don't know if I caught it. There it is. Okay. Get rid of you, get rid of you, get rid of this, get rid of that, get rid of that, get rid of this for sure. We don't need to carry these bricks. And we'll you know, filter this stuff later. We'll put them in some provider chests so we can get things cleaned up. Okay. We've got this, we got this. I think this is everything we need to set up the power thing. I might grab a few more medium electric poles. And other than that, I'm going to grab a ton of resources for developing our oil area. The stone belt is messed up. Oh, that's right. Some stuff got thrown on there. Still back here, yeah, because it's not flowing. There we go. Cleaned up. Which meant I picked up a little bit of stone. Where is it? There it is. Get in there. And actually, we don't have enough stone input now. Which actually is a throughput thing. Hold on. If we do this... I don't even have to read the whole thing. I might do it to here, though. There we go, like that. There we go. Now these guys can unload properly and keep that going. But again, we're not always going to be researching military tech. There'll be a backlog. And then this stone production here, I want to get rid of later. Like, I'm having it here because there's stone now, and it wasn't worth setting up a station for it. Long term, we're going to want a lot more stone and brick production, and then we want to floor everything, and we start making concrete, and that really eats into our brick production. That area is too tight to work in, which is one of the reasons it's never going to be a long-term thing. Plus, at some point, we need this area to bring in more copper. Like, we're having to do this and then just barely go through this cliff. But at some point, this whole area is going to be ripped out so that we can have 4 lines of copper ore feeding into these things once we need the copper ore production. Okay, let's pick up the train stuff, or the oil stuff, because that should be full now. Back pumps, some refineries, some chemical plants. What's a stack of these? 50. Okay, I'll grab a half stack. We need this, and we need some undergrounds as well. So we probably have a full stack over here. That feels like a good amount. Electric poles. I think we are not interested in holding on to these, so we'll have them auto trash now. A few more chests, just in case we turn out we need it. Okay, so this is so close, we don't really need to train things. It's not turbo close, but it's pretty close. The question is, where are we going to do our smelting? I think we may as well set up the smelting in this area. Maybe this little pocket here. We can pump from here, we can pump from here, have all the crude show up over here. Later on, once these get depleted, we can have a crude drop-off station right over here that drops it into the crude tanks. We can do a fair amount of processing here. A little tight with the cliffs, although we will have cliff explosives at some point. We will be able to grow it. I mean, I suppose I could build it here where there's more room for now. I guess I could do the refining over here, because we could actually expand it out to the east really easily, should we discover we need more. We already need some copper, well, not copper ore, we're going to need copper plates for some of the train things. But what I'm wondering is, because I've never had oil this close to my base before. If we do the crude here, the refining here, send some of the refined products just to here, right over here we can have our battery and plastic production, and just run it to the bus. Like, I don't think I've ever not needed trains to get my oil going. But I feel like we're kind of there. Yeah, we might Factorissimo some of it as well. That would be kind of cool. And then we don't have to worry about space as much. That's true. I'd have to pick up a crap ton of stuff. Okay. Let's get some Factorissimo production happening. And I don't see any reason to necessarily do the small ones. Let's just do the big ones. So all we need are 2 of these. We need one that's making big electric poles. Oh, which does need iron sticks. We need iron sticks feeding into this, which feeds into this, which makes the big station. So you need, we need steel and bricks. And we need iron and copper. So I think even though, like this isn't going to allow for maximum throughput, this is going to be fine. You know, we don't need these to build fast. We just need to be able to pick one up from time to time. So what I'm going to do is this, and you know, it's actually a little awkward if we do it that way. It's slightly less awkward if we do something like that. And then this, and then that. And then from here, no, there. We do this like that, that like that. Actually, I might not want to go this far, because I think it might be a little awkward to fit in. Do this, and then for the copper, split you, run you like that. And then keep you going this way. And then we need steel and brick, so we'll run them on the same thing. I suppose we could merge them here. Yeah, we should have plenty of room for something like that. Right? Something like this. And like that. I think that's everything we need. Again, I'm not concerned about speed. I don't even know if you need anything from that, but whatever. Perfectly happy with it just slowly puttering along and getting things done. Do that. So you're producing these now, which are going to get dumped into this. I mean, you have to pick up a million things. I guess, hold on. You don't need anything off of this. So maybe what I will do then so I'll just do that. We can do this. I mean, again, not too caring about speed, but that is pretty ridiculously slow. I mean, the bottleneck will be making the big electric poles, and who cares? Boom, boom. Yeah, and the pole bottleneck is apparently going to be the iron sticks. Oh, who just actually needs a faster swing. There we go. Okay. And do I want to put this in the chest? I suppose so. Factorio sizes are always funny, though. Like, I can carry these giant factories or trains or whatever in my pocket. And it's like, that's fine. That's normal. Just one stack is going to be good. And we might want to get, like, all the factory sizes later on. But for now, we're just going to get this going. And we'll come back later. So, let's start again with some of the pumping. Am I actually going to factory so mid? The thing is, with the refining and stuff, I tend to build them fairly linear because they can be extended basically to infinity. Pipeline throughput's not really an issue. Casual stack of factories, yeah. Power's still well good. We are using 2/3 of our power now. We're going to want to consider increasing that. In fact, as we get our oil refinery up, that's probably going to become an issue. And just add an extra little casual 2 stacks over here. It's like Dragon Balls, or Pokeballs, or like TARDIS technology. It's Gallifreyan technology, that's what it is. Oh yeah, this is one of those. There you go. Just up the power a little bit, give us a bit more of a buffer. Less of a worry while we're doing this. Okay. Jacks. I actually don't know if I've got enough for literally everything. I don't know if it's worth setting up this one right now. Let me just start on the other one first. That pumps at maximum. Last time we checked... Yeah, it's pumping 800 of 1200. We can have... one pump can do 20 boilers. 20 boilers slash 40 steam engines. And this is... this, I believe, is the 20 over here. I think we'd counted that out. Alright, am I reading this wrong? To me, it looks like it's using 800 of its 1200 cap. So we're nowhere near the, well, we're, you know, that much of the way, 2/3 of the way. Okay, good. I don't actually trust my math on any of those things. So it's like, I always want to wait for chat confirmation, especially when it has to do with map. Okay. I'm going to have them all point up for now. We might do some rotating for some of them. Here, I'll have these point down. Not you. You'll clearly be different. And rotate them after the fact. Are there exactly 20 patches here? That's incredible. Oh, and I forgot I had another stack of 20. So yeah, we can do the other one afterwards, and that's going to be okay. We have squeezed through, so I will use a lot more of these pipes than normal. A lot of times I do a lot of this with undergrounds. But, you know, these are pipes that are elevated in the air. That's why we can walk through them. Shush, or something. I mean, why not, right? Why wouldn't they be suspended in the air? Now, there's probably a minimal graph you could draw with this to use the least amount of pipes. It would be an interesting puzzle to solve. It's very traveling salesman-ish, right? Oops. I'll rotate you. There's probably a name for math problems of this type. It's got to be graph-based. What you're trying to do is minimize the edge length. Which is, yeah, it is traveling salesman, because you can imagine... Well, not really, because the paths are fixed in different ways. You can change the edge length, which in traveling salesman you can't. Unless you imagine that, like, every single You'd program it, I guess, to have an edge between every single one of these, and then you figure out the minimum traversal, and then you just draw in those edges afterwards as the only physical interconnections you bother with. Something like that, right? Been a long time since I've done any graph theory. Okay, let's get some power over here. We can check to make sure everything is properly connected. Because I never trust that I didn't miss one. I did kind of miss one there for a sec. Run this over here. Do that. Now, every pump should now be pumping. Oh, wait. No, they need local power. So actually, let me break this connection. There you go. I've got enough of these medium ones, but yeah, no, I should. There. Actually, maybe I do want to set up the connection, because then I know for sure that they're properly powered. Okay. Where's the magic spot? There it is. Okay, they're all pumping. Now, at some point, they'll all stop once all these pipes fill up to capacity. And then what I do is I put down a storage and then confirm that they all start up again. That's how I know for sure that it's working okay. Pipe capacity. Is the pipe capacity bigger than it used to be? It feels like this would stop almost instantly. I know they keep making changes. You've got this ability to flush stuff. Wow, that is a lot of capacity in here. It feels like there's more capacity from fluid than it used to be. Admittedly, there's a lot of piping here. Okay, that's it, and all the pumps should come to a stop shortly. Okay, they're all done. Now, yeah, usually what I do is I just plop down a big storage, but I actually want to extend this pipe, and this should kickstart them all again. And confirm they're all moving, so they're clearly all part of the same system. Okay. A little sanity check, basically, in there. I think I will set it up over here. So, our refineries... Oh, we need water, too. Yeah, I'll probably just pipeline some water up to here. Okay. Now, this will generate a lot of pollution. And having grenades one-shot the trees makes life so much better. You can just go a lot faster because you don't have to wait for the double tap. I'm going to intentionally damage... Oh, it actually didn't damage them. My power cables. Die, trees. Oh, that's it for grenades. All right. Well, that's exactly the amount of area I want to clear. Do I have enough on me to make one offshore pump? That's not that pump. This pump. Thank you. We'll do that. And make me some more undergrounds here. Where's the... There. You there. Grab the undergrounders. Maybe just on the other side of the copper patch. This cliff is sort of... I guess that's fine. I gotta take the long walk around. Trees are the real enemy in Factorio. That's pretty good. Go. Okay. Turn a little corner in here. Oh, did I use all my regular pipes? Because I made some extras of this. Wow, I underestimated how many pipes I was going to use for this area. Jeez. I don't think I'll bother walking all the way to the pipe area, because they're really fast to craft by hand. I'll just pick up a bunch of iron plates. And by the time I walk back to this area, I'm going to have all the stuff that I want. I need my powered armor with the big walking speed boost. Oh! Because of my trash stuff, it's all going to my logistics, isn't it? Yeah, it's funny. Craft those, craft those. It would be nice if it untrashed. If I, like, went past the amount I was looking for. Oh, which is that, 2 stacks. Okay. Go with this for now. Yes, that's, yeah, it's 20 long, so... 2, 4, 6... Oh, yeah, it would be 40, but it's fine now. Maybe, can you do 40 and 80? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10... 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. That's 20. Yeah, it must be 40. 40 boilers. Or no, if this is 20, and that's at 2/3, is it 30 boilers? Because it's supposed to be 20, but if we look at the pump, it's not using it. Oh, is it because I'm not using the full capacities? Maybe. Yeah, I'm not using full power. I'm probably using about 2/3 power. Or about half. That's why. Okay. I didn't realize the pump didn't work as hard either, but I guess that makes a lot of sense. Because, yeah, even, like, when we were setting this up the other day, I was saying, like, 20-40 is the ratio, but then I would look at the pump and be like, wait, hold on. There's so much extra capacity left over. That explains things. Assuming we're correct about that. Factorio keeps changing things. That's part of the problem. You just start doubting yourself, because you're like, well, that's how it used to work. Is that still how it works? I forgot I have to go over here for my, my water line here. Oh, do we have 2 boilers too many? Yeah, actually, that's possible. We'll double check when we're back down there. For now, it's fine. If nothing else, it gives us an extra coal storage buffer. For whatever value that might have. Yeah, let me go 1 notch higher, so just avoid these cliffs. I was going to make a corner, but that would actually been a terrible place to put a corner. That's probably fine. Now, if I put a straight piece here, and then start working on this angle... Alright. We have water in the vicinity. And that's what we're looking for. And we got crude coming on over there. That's also what we're looking for. So I'm going to start a line here of our refineries. These power cables are going to have to go at some point. You know what? Yeah, let's just get rid of them. All they're doing is powering a radar to the north, which we can live without now. We can reconnect it later with some big cables. Okay. Research whatever. And I think I want to flow it in this direction. We have to leave a gap, because otherwise you get 2 pipes that are right next to each other over here, which is badness. Now, right now, the oil recipe just takes oil input on... Oh, they've improved it now! Because it used to be the basic oil recipe would let you input oil on both, but then when you get the upgraded one needs oil and one needs water, and I could never remember which side was which, because by default, it just put an oil input on both of these. But now it's only accepting oil on one, So presumably the other one is water, and that's gonna make our life so much better later. Oh god. Why is Factorio so good at quality of life shit? So good. There you go. Big old gap to here. Actually, it's gonna line up kind of nicely with the other one. Could handcraft a few grenades, but they're really slow. What I want to do here is I want our crude oil storage. And there's, you know, may as well make it, like, ludicrously big. Alright, there's no reason not to. That's pretty ludicrously big. Wait, is it only making petroleum gas now? Wait, what? Make it less complicated for beginners. That's brilliant, because oil production, yeah, was, like, insanely complicated. What I like to say about Factorio is each individual thing in Factorio... Hey, thanks for the gift sub! Sorry, the pop-ups aren't coming up. Each individual thing in Factorio is simple. The complexity comes from when you start weaving everything together. The exception to that was oil. Oil was mind-bogglingly hard to understand the first time. They changed the requirements for the early science for it. Uh-huh. Yeah, some turrets would be a good idea. I mean, right now, as long as we clear this out, and this is definitely going to get polluted, and maybe some of these, as long as we push that out, it's going to be okay. Since the bases don't respawn. Holy crap, that is insane! Okay. Let's do this, and then I still like to have all the storage sort of vaguely in one area. Makes it nice to make... is there still oil cracking? I'm assuming there probably is. What we'll have is... we don't need a ton of this storage. We'll do that. We can expand it a little bit later on. Now there'd be offset. Now offset is good for the outputs in a certain way. But you know what? Even though it will lead to just having to do a little bit more pipe work, let's actually get these buildings lined up with one another. That's going to be that. Gonna need more medium poles, but so far so good. Run you down here, and then I'll just send you sideways that way. I'll also do this so we can have a little bit of a backup redundant correct connection. Oh, this, like so. So you are starting to produce petroleum gas. Well, how about that? And no annoying byproducts, because the problem is, early on, the only thing you need is petroleum gas. But if you're not, you know, storing, if the light and the heavy crude, or light and heavy oil, I guess, not crude anymore, if it gets filled up, your petroleum gas production stops, and then you have to build a bunch of storage or find ways to process it or use it up or some damn thing, which is very annoying and frustrating. Wow, this is such a user-friendly improvement. I don't even know what to do with myself. I'm so excited. Oops. Suppose we could, do the spawns reach? Actually, not entirely sure that they will reach sufficiently here. Nope. Oh yeah, they do. Never mind. There you go. Use you up. Do that, do that, do that. Well, I expected to be spending more time doing this. I'm like, oh god, I don't even know. I don't even know what to do now. So the plan is, assuming that cracking and everything is still vaguely in the same way it used to, the plan is to leave space here for, potentially we could have extra rows of oil refineries, but lines of cracking and then some logic for cracking in different orders and things like this. Connect the exit valves? Oh yeah, of the new factories, thank you. So we can go right into trying to make our sulfur. We don't Do we need sulfur for plastic? I know we need the sulfur for batteries. Oh god, it's been so long. Alright, there we go. And everything's green, so that's a good sign there. Petroleum gas and coal gets us plastic. Was that always the case? Was it always so simple? Yeah, I'm probably just thinking about batteries that are, like, quite a lot of work to get started. Because the batteries need you to make the sulfuric acid. And then they need you to turn... You make sulfur... So you take the petroleum gas, you make sulfur, you make the sulfur into sulfuric acid. The sulfuric acid plus iron, or iron's involved somewhere in there, and then later on you need copper to actually make the copper top batteries, which I think the art for the batteries has changed because of, you know, copper ate shit. Like, hold on, maybe we shouldn't do this. Now, where do... Oh, I was like, why can't I pan around? Because I'm not in map mode. I'm wondering about making use of this space over here for a plastic and battery production. You know, so we're going to have to, like, transport some stuff a little bit, but we've got to transport some of the coal up here. Anyway, and that's, I think, going to meet up okay. Check pollution is going to be a thing. Yeah, we're going to have to go and hunt down these bases. We don't need to build defenses near where we are because stuff doesn't respawn, but we do have to go and kill those bases before they start to become an issue. Okay, good. I was like, I'll need some more repair packs. Luckily, I do have the material to handcraft a few. Batteries and uranium is something you need sulfuric acid for. Plastic's always been that way. I guess I always forget the plastic. I guess the complexity in getting plastic used to be you always had to deal with your light and heavy oil. Since we don't have to deal with light and heavy oil, now plastic has become just so much simpler to get started. It wasn't the plastic in and of itself; it was the maintaining the petroleum gas production. That was the hard part of plasticking. But no more. Boom, boom, boom. A little of this, a little of that. Done, done, done. Yeah, I should... We do have engine production. I should go and pick up a car again. We had a car, and it got blown up. And usually, like, I make very little use of cars, especially in the rail world, because it's actually very tiny overlap between places that are too far to walk that you are not going to have rail for. The Venn diagram there is very, very, very tiny. So I don't usually end up making very much use of a car on a rail world. I must have left a gun behind, and I did. Because I don't have 50 in my inventory. I want bots to help me deconstruct this. Also very handy to have the bots just place things for you. Yes, I know I missed a turret. I just literally said that. It must be chat lag. I'm seeing a lot of that. Which must be just slow. Maybe the same reason the notifications weren't going out. Still don't know why we weren't getting the pop-ups, which reminds me I should refresh this page. Okay, no. Nothing there. Pop-ups have nothing to do with Twitch. Okay, and then, yeah, everything's repaired there, so that's good. Otherwise, they wouldn't stack. If I had any broken turrets, they'd be in their own stack. That's the thing. If a turret's only taking a couple points of damage, like, it's not really a priority to fix. Except that they don't stack anymore, in which case, like, yeah, it's the most important thing in the world to fix. Yeah, the autofilling turrets is almost too good. Did I have a random... Oh, but you're not connected. I don't know if I need the radar to be there, actually. That was when we were hunting for iron, desperately. We ran this line out here for the radar. I do want a radar in this area, however, so that I can visually, like, have vision of this area when I'm not here. I'll just put it, like, there. I still have a small pole? Perfect. You can just do that. There you go. So, I think I'm going to do... Pull a little line off this. But seriously, that's it for my undergrounds? And I have a squeeze through, so I could make use without the undergrounds, but I mean, I also have to be able to get belts through here. I guess it's still working, although this isn't going to work here. I've got to bend it around this cliff. Something like that. There's advanced oil processing. Oh, that's with blue science. Yeah, actually, I am out of everything that I can research until I get blue science now. And advanced oil processing probably will be in the start of it, actually. Okay, so what I want is some plastic production over here. So, how fast does plastic get produced? Well, you know what, let's... I don't have a lot of assembly machines, actually, I just realized. I don't think I have automated production of these. I might. So. Hold on. Do I need... You make plastic in the refinery? In the chemical plant? Yeah, okay. Okay, I have chemical plants. It's fine. I didn't make a mistake. I was just being dumb. We don't need the inputs. How do I usually lay this out? You don't need inputs, doing the amount of art you gotta do this. I guess it's just gonna be a bunch of weaving of things. Actually, the easiest thing is probably something just like this. A big line like this. You're gonna do plastics. You're gonna do this. We'll just run a pipe along your back. And then your cycle is 1 second per... You make 2 bars. So what we probably want is the output of bars here. And then we'll just carry the coal here. And I don't dual-side it. And I mean, like, empty it this way and then grab coal that way. Yeah, that's okay. And then what we can have is a parallel thing on the other side. Like this. Oop. No, it's got to be further away than this. Because it needs to have that. Like that. And they can both dump the plastics onto there. Or sorry, no. They both dump the plastics onto there while grabbing coal from the center bit. And then over somewhere later on here, we just merge these two into one line of plastics. Trying to think, like, is there an obvious, like, less materialistic way of doing things? You can grab around the pipes and do different things. Output with red, input with blue instead. But then you get to output on the right thing, the same thing, that's true, but this creates 2 plastic per second, so I want to output with blues. The red, I guess the red, because it could pick up a double stack, would be enough. But either way, we end up with 3 belts. Either we have 2 belts with coal, or 2 belts with plastic. I think it comes in, it's like 6 of one, half a dozen of the other. There might be like a minor, like, material optimization thing, but I'm not sure there's anything terribly significant. I don't know. Anyway, so I'm gonna get some coal onto this. And for now, the simplest way of doing it, for now and possibly forever. No, well, we'll have a dedicated line, because at some point, this coal patch here is going to expire. In which case, this is going to become a coal delivery station, a train station, and then we can just easily, from that station, feed into that directly. Yeah, no, this is fine. Oops. Like, the thing I'm building now isn't part of the future, but this thing right here is. There we go. I mean, you know, it's a fairly long belt, but it's not actually that long. We could even move the plastic closer here so we don't have to belt as much, because the pipes are pretty lightweight things to do. But I think I like this quite a bit. Yeah, that's going to be okay. While I'm here, I noticed a couple of our coal mines are expired. And it looks like there's a gap here, but I think it's just because it's basically filling up a giant belt full of stuff. Belt's just going to act as a buffer chest. That's all. It's fine. Like that. Last one isn't necessary, but I guess it'll go faster. And yeah, then I am out of those power cables. But you know what? I didn't want to replace. I want to start a drag from you, but I guess it kind of makes sense that that wouldn't work. Okay. Just lane balance those. You are not there anymore. A bunch of these are out. Iron patch is definitely starting to wear low. That guy's done too. Done and done. If I dump the yellows, I do, which is fine. Already here, because at some point this is going to run out of some other stuff. Okay. Raiding belts is a lot of fun, actually. It is really fun and would do some of the work there for us, but at the same time, the belt braiding is like code obfuscation. Makes it harder to debug if you screwed something up. Not that's usually a problem. Yeah, let's get some power cables. Anything else we need while we're back at base? Plastic is 1 second crafting time, so we can have 15 per side for a full run. We have 5 per side right now, so I need another 10 chemical plants to do a fully saturated plastic line. Which should be lots for now. Lots and lots for now. Build a multiplexer. What am I here for? I was here for power cables. Oh, I was also... Okay, so the power cables are there. Pick up some grenades as well. Yeah, let's get a double stack of you. Big ones are still more than fine. I'm good on belts. I probably want more inserters. So that might be too many grenades, but is there such a thing as too many grenades? Right, that's the train stuff. Our oil stuff is here. All I want is the chemical plants, right? Yeah, pretty much. That's the 10 I need to finish. I'll pick up the rest. We don't need them right now, but soon. I have to pave this shit soon, too, so we can walk around a lot faster. And the nice thing is, as soon as we get plastics going, we can get red circuits going, which we do need for science. We don't need a ludicrous amount of them. We can basically do a little baby injection of red circuits over here, and it's going to be okay-ish. We can then craft our personal equipment as well. That's going to help a lot, because our modular armor needed the reds. Will be optimized a lot more, and then probably the next big step is probably going to be wickedly scaling up our circuits, which is going to be a train station for it. Which actually means we need to get, we're going to need our copper mining going. We need to bring in copper from a large patch and smelt it en masse. We could consider setting up electrical smelting. Oftentimes I sort of like to wait until we got solar power before then, but I don't know. And that's 1 stack, and then another stack of 10. And the thing with weaving is it is really nice and space efficient. But man, oh man, does it take a lot more work to click things. Whereas this, I can just extend it this way. So assuming I was vaguely correct, and I think they're making 1 per second, so now we got 15, which should... you know what? I'm thinking the saturating a yellow belt. We can actually go up to 30 in a line on a red. But let's do this for now. And... so what I'll do is blues first. So easy for me to like lose track of the pattern here. Oh yeah, because there's an odd number. You know what? Let's do 16. Actually, do I have enough for 20? I guess I have more than that. 16, 17, 18, 19. I'll just do 20, which won't fully saturate the line. Oh, that's okay. We probably aren't making enough petroleum gas for all this. I don't know. I'm out of blues. Okay, well. You know, unload onto that, yes, and unload onto that over there. And then you need to be able to grab coal to here. I guess I did need to grab more inserters. I was forgetting about that. Just, yeah, do one side first. And again, I don't need a ton of plastic right away. I just need to get some plastic started. Put you down over there. Not. Go. And then for power. Thank you, autosave. Boom. I guess both inputs are valid, so I didn't actually have to pipe to the end, but then I can extend it later on. Okay, you've got that. Theoretically, this won't be required later, but it's definitely required now, because this would be a decent balance, but I will explicitly just go and build a lane balancer here. Actually, we probably are going to corner, aren't we? I could build a slightly... You know what? It's fine. So now I'm just going to bring this down to the bus. I might go and just skip to the other side of the water and just inject it into the bus right over here. Yeah. Yeah, so this is a lot of belts. Wow. Surprised none of those were in the way. And this means, like, again, we effectively have a giant, like, buffer on the belt. But, I mean, I guess if you're using trains, you've got a giant buffer there, too, as you're waiting for the train deliveries. Can I just go south from here? Yep. The thing is, the train ride, like, how stupid of a train ride would it be from here to there? Like, it feels weird to have such a long belt, but how stupid of a train ride would that be? What will happen later, though, as we scale up the production here, there will be a train station to pick up plastics to bring it to our mass circuit production. But I think there's still going to be a little belt here just to provide a little bit to the bus, because I can't remember what, but there are some things that need plastics by themselves, not just red circuits. Now, I'm going to leave that there, because I think we may actually make our red circuits right in there. And the red circuits are going to go on this thing right there. A little bit longer would be good, because you're going to come in right here is where we're going to put some plastics on the bus, so that we've got them for other things. Yeah, I can't think of examples, but I'm sure there are some things that need plastics directly. Not very common, though. Plastic goes into low density and some tank artillery ammo. Really? Not stupid if you get to make a train. All right, I see what you're saying. A train from here to here is pretty stupid, except that it does let you make a train, and trains are cool and never stupid. Your logic is impeccable. 100%, you are correct. But at this point, I'm going to leave it. Okay, let's pick up some more belts and some more inserters. And we're going to make a little baby red circuit factory. Just a little one. And I think that's all we're going to need to be able to start on our blue science, which is going to be the next big kickstart. No, we're good on power. I guess I don't need anything there. It's just over here. I forget that our belt and inserter production is so close. Oh, do I run both of these on green right now? Is that what I want later? Merge it over there. I want red, or do I just... maybe I'll put red next to the plastic. I guess that's fine. I think I usually end up with, if I do a megabus, which we're sort of kind of avoiding doing a megabus this time because we're going to do more train stuff. I think I normally do 2 lines of green, then a red, then a blue, as sort of a quad thing. And we'll probably still want to bust some blues later on, just to have it. But yeah, maybe it's not a huge deal. Just so that I remember then, let me bust some greens backwards on this. Match. Enough of that. I'll grab the other belts in a second. Bunch of blues. Oh. Oh. But don't produce. There we go. Got that. We hadn't set a limiter on it before, and so now it's all stupid looking. That's probably okay on the yellows. We don't use yellows as much anymore. Okay, now I can grab one of those. Oh, what we need is more assembling machines. So, I don't remember. Did I never set up the assembling machine assembly? Or is it sitting somewhere? I don't think I did. The problem is they do handcraft really quickly, but, I mean, it is stupid after a point to be doing that. Let me just do this to clear up a little bit of space. What do I ultimately need for this? Okay, not a ton of different things, which is nice. But no, I want to put it in here. Okay. I didn't want to pick up stone. I want to pick up coal. We want to build a bunch of those. Okay. Yeah, we'll have to set up a factory for that. Grab Factorissimo. For the red circuit production? Maybe. Thing is, as interesting as it sort of is, I mostly just like building on the map. I mean, although the space here is tight, if we're going to do red circuits here, I guess if we're going to do Factorissimo, we could put red circuit production kind of sort of anywhere. We could also figure out, like, green circuit production and move it into that. I still don't want to do bulk circuit production over here, just because we're not going to have the bus throughput. Which we put sort of intentionally. But yeah. A pocket full of buildings. A pocket full of plastic bars here, too. Oh, what's a stack? Oh, it's a single stack of these. Okay. Well, what I might do then is allow you to build... Hey, what? Well, we can allow you to build up to 4. We'll have to be careful when grabbing them. I'm going to carry 2 because this is going to take up a lot of inventory place. Maybe I should have just grabbed 1. Yeah. Meh. Maybe I do just do it here. If I do it here... Well, first of all, we've already got enough room to double up on the green, even if we don't factory some that. Okay, tell you what. Let's do the red circuits right here. Does this need to exist? Nope. Let's do the red circuits right here. Okay. Oh, let's get some power so that we can actually see inside of this. Lovely. So, red circuits produce fairly quickly. Well, here, let's, well, we don't know how much room we need. So we do need 3 things. We need greens, we need coppers, we need plastics. The copper is something we need a lot of. They also produce very quickly. This produces... Oh, a red circuit takes 6 seconds to produce. Huh. So 6 of them produce 1 per second. I remember this is also something where they tweaked the ratios for some of these things before. But here's what I want to do. I want to see. Because we're going to have more than enough room for this. If we get this to be red circuits like this, and so they dump the red circuits that way. And then you need 3 inputs, so you're going to need 2 separate lines of resources coming in here. And what I can do is I can put another set of red circuit production this way. That flows like this and does that. All right, is it 1? Yeah, 6 seconds crafting time for a single one. That is slow. That seems slow. Seems slow. Well, we don't have to worry about oversaturating our red input here. That's for sure. Or red output. The biggest question is going to be, are we going to oversaturate our inputs, actually? Which could be the case. Also, the other question is, man, do I ever have to get freaking assembly machine automation going? Let me handcraft a few more here. Like a chump. Good thing we're not going for that achievement. Okay. So, well, you only craft every 6 seconds. So actually, yeah, even your input throughput, I guess that works. That makes sense. Isn't so bad. Now, the cables, the copper cables we're going to make in this factory. We can just get the plastic. Well, the plastics obviously is going to come directly from the outside. The green circuits could also come in from the outside, or we could craft it in-house. Which is often what I do in my red circuit thing, is I usually pair it all together. It'll be interesting to see exactly how we can fit it all in here. And yeah, copper shortages is definitely going to be the next big thing. It's always the way it happens. In terms of grabbing, you don't have to swing very quick, so it doesn't matter what side what's on. I mean, and one side is going to be swinging with the red versus the other side swinging with the blue anyway, so it doesn't make any difference. So, okay, how much copper do we actually need? We need, for each one of these, so it's a 2/3, and currently we have what? 5, 10, 13, there you go, 14 total. So, well, no, sorry, 14 per side, so 28 total. If we say, so 28 times 2/3, right? Means we need, so 18.6, so 19 wires per second? Does that sound vaguely right? These make 4 per second each. Yeah, 2 to the red. I think that kind of makes sense. I mean, we have an odd number. So this is 4, 8, 12, 16. So one more like this will be all the wire we need. It's because we don't have the ratio perfect number of reds in there. Could open up one of the cheat sheets as well for some ratio stuff. But if I have 6, I'm going to be making 24 per second, which should be overkill. Right? Yeah, so 5. Yeah, 5 is what I was putting down. I'm going to put down 6 for symmetry. Oh, I don't need power cables in here. And then we're just going to run some copper plates. What I'll do is I'll bring in copper from here. So, there you go. How did someone even get this mod to work? Like, is there some weird off-map area? Like, how did they do this? I'm gonna leave some extra room. Now, if we did want to make the green circuits in-house, then they would need some wire as well. Maybe it's worth doing that. I think this is going to be wicked amounts, but I mean, if the stations sit idle, all we've done is wasted some material by having them sit here. I'm going to double up on this. Wasted some material and space on the assemblers. Now, I don't know, are assemblers like miners where when they're sitting idle, they don't really use power or pollute? I actually don't know if they're implemented like that. A different layer. I mean, Factorio doesn't have a layering, but maybe the mod adds a sort of weird layering thing, and that's it? I don't know. But it's like, it's clearly existing in a bit of a pocket dimension, right? They could have just added, like, a million tiles X ways or something like that as effectively they do it. They still save it on the map somehow. It could have been something like that. Hold on. How much you output? Right, you put 4 per second. We can fit 30 per this. Or 8, 16, 24. Okay, yeah, so this won't oversaturate the red. In fact, we could have a couple more and still not oversaturate the red. We're going to do this, and then we're going to feed this over here and try to do some green circuit production. I think is sane. 1:6 ratio. Okay. Yeah, I'm overkilling the cables here because we're going to throw in some green circuit production, which I think greens, yeah, we know how to make greens. It's very simple. It's just the iron plates and then the copper cables. Obviously, we're going to need more greens than this, but how do I want to? I don't know, how many of these do you need per that? What's 2 per, but it's 6 seconds, and I think these go basically every second. What's the ratio of... I used to have all this. Didn't it used to be 8 to 1? We produce 1 every 2 seconds. This needs 2 every 6 seconds. Is that 3 to 1, then? One of these... Oh, no. Yeah, it's 6 to 1. Hold on. One of these... 2 every second, and this needs 1 every 6 seconds. Needs 2 every 6 seconds. So 6 of these, or sorry, 1 of these feeds 6 of those. We don't have a number evenly divisible by 6, because we have 28 over here. But if we had 24, that would be 4 times 6, so we'd only need 4 of these. So this is going to be overkill for what we've got here. Although we've got room left to spare. 5 again? Yeah, 5, yeah. Is what we need. So with 6, we overkill it a little. Unless we can increase the amount of reds we do. We'll do this, and then on this we also want plastics, right? Actually, maybe I will have the plastics come into the side here. Might be the easiest way. I think I'm going to leave it like this. I'm not going to add any more production than what we've got going on here. So we have more space than we need. We could have... Oh, shit. Am I seriously? We could have done this in the smaller one. Or we could fit more into this. That actually becomes interesting. It's the sort of thing you'd sit and, like, spend, like, half an hour to an hour just working on, okay, how much can we fit into one of these? and what's the most optimal layout for fitting as many things in, you know, building things in, like if you're doing the green circuits inside versus not. That's actually really interesting. What's on this side? I forgot that we're so close to the this ship. Also, that my inventory is such an issue. Oh, there you go. Let's do that. And fill it again. There you go. The production will stop in a second, but that's going to be okay. 12.5 cable machines for 30 reds. That doesn't sound right. That seems like more than... Because we have 28 here, and people are figuring out we needed 5 of these for 28. So it doesn't sound like 12.5 for 30. Or that includes the green production. That makes sense. Because we're slightly under 30, and we've got the green, so 12.5. Yeah, if you're counting the green production, yeah, okay. Then that makes perfect sense. And we seem to be basically right on the money, because we're slightly less than 30 red machines. Oh yeah, hold on. I think what I'm going to do is run it this way. Do this like that. Do this. You sometimes end up with like a little bit more of this stuff when you've got things spread out. But I want to leave these gaps, and, you know, I probably would have flowed things in an opposite direction or put things sideways or something. Yeah, that's actually quite fun. I'm thinking there's going to be, probably in the Discord after, I'm betting there's going to be a lot of this sort of discussion. How about I merge them and then split them first? How do I want to get the wires over here? We don't need that much throughput. I can probably just get away with something like this. Let's find out. What is it? Is that R? Oh, okay. It shows that. Different alt mode. Shows all the arrows. Oh yeah, we're pulling the plastic over here on the right? Yes. Which is that one there. Yeah, I don't really like that R mode. Although I guess I can't see the side arrows. Maybe that is okay. We want plastic on this. Yeah, okay, factory sumo, we could make some really sexy stuff. Whoopsie. Yeah. Just drop a factory on the ground here for a sec. Because it never goes in the logistics slot. Yeah. Okay, well, you know what? I don't need the plastics and shit. Hold on. Boom. There we go. This could get cleaned up as well. There we go. Plastics comes here. I'm blocking the output. Oh, not really. Although, yeah, I am getting rid of this power cable because it will be slightly the dumb. I think red circuits are going to come out on this thing. Oh, you know, if ever we built some inserters over here. So you don't need to swing quickly, because you don't pick up a lot of anything. A few more copper bars, but yeah, it doesn't make a difference. We can have yellow reds. And you can just drop like this, yeah. One thing with Factorissimo is that your construction bots from the outside won't be able to help with it. Your personal construction bots will, as far as I know. They work okay with it, but that is about it. These aren't the layouts I normally do. Partially because it's not necessarily scalable to the max. It's the wrong way. But I'm not convinced that they can achieve maximum throughput, but I guess the scaling them doesn't really matter so much if they're inside of a Factorissimo, because it's not like we can extend the line infinitely. We are limited to the internal space. Right. So, yellows over here is fine. That just means we're not using as many copper cables. There's no reds to indicate a shortfall of anything anywhere. Ooh, right here, there's a little blink of red. Because, yeah, actually... Yeah, this is not actually splitting them quickly enough. Although it doesn't actually matter because we have more factories. We only need 5 of these. So the slight occasional red blinking here, I think we're supplying enough to do 5 exactly. But it's because ideally what we'd want to do is pick up that transport belt. Is merge these differently, but I'm a little tight on space. I guess I can just move these guys up. That's probably the correct move. If I just did this, then I'd be able to do it the way that is more correct right from the start. I can go all the way up here. Merge you here, like that. Do that. Doesn't look as pretty. But I'll fix this and do this. I don't think it was actually an issue. It was just bugging me. And it was just bugging me is 99% of Factorio anyway. Actually, is it just swing speed? See how they blink red for a second? It's actually just that the blues... Well, I think it was a little bit of an issue with there not being enough, but it is actually a bit of a thing that the blues are just not swinging quickly enough. Look at that! I guess that makes sense, because it actually has to pick up 8 things per second. Huh. That's funny. Actually, yeah, it would look a little cleaner if it was like the smelting columns, you're right. Let me just do that, just because it'll clean up a little inventory here. Oh, and I can do some Shift-Cs over here. Yeah. cables? No. Good, good, good. But do I really normally double up on this? I guess this works fine maybe if we've got the Type 1 assemblers instead of the Type 2s. There you go. Now it's backfilling, which is correct. Oh, yeah, because there's no output for our reds right now, so. Does it need to be... Hold on. Oh! I can see why it works that way, but that's annoying. See? That's what you get when you don't leave space. We actually don't need this. Well, actually, we theoretically, you know, it might slow it down, but we won't really need them. You know what? It's fine. I was just going to grab from the bus. Well, there you go. Fine. Okay. So now I can do this to that to that. Oop. This to that. There we go. Well, that's something learned about Factorissimo. And pick up the other factory here. Well, because that's when we use an underground, I may as well just do this. Whee! Oh my god, we're half an hour over. So excited we're going to start on the blue science, but the blue science actually won't take very long to get... Well, that's not true. It's got a lot of little fiddly bits. Obviously, the inserter needs to be, or the splitter has to be fixed too, but... Now, since I have yellow stuff in my junk slots, if I come, well, not here, but... Yeah, transport belts over there. Yeah, they do get fit in. Perfect. Good way to dump some of that inventory. Okay. So red circuits are coming. Did it break a power connection? Did I remove something that was in the way? I must have, but... We're going to be replacing all these little ones with that. Currently have a lot of actual power. There you go. So that's flowing again. And that's not actually fully saturating the red, as you can see. But currently our consumption is not going to be that high. So, what happens if I do this? Nope. Okay. I wasn't sure if it would copy the blueprint stuff from the inside. It does say if you pick it up. So I get... Oh, that's probably why they don't stack. Because each one of them have their own individual internal status. So they can't stack because they, you know, they need to differentiate. Still not sure if this is the way to the future. Yeah, you can pick it up. That's why, yeah, that's what I'm saying. I don't know if this is the way of the future. It's not going to matter later when we get our giant, like, mass circuit making place with trails. On the other hand, this would have been a little hard to fit into this, although I would have gone with a different layout, and yeah, it would have been fine. Basically, what I would have done is made my red circuit production effectively over here. I was making the circuitry and maybe green, or the wires and maybe the green circuits over here, and then just done the red stuff over there, which makes it a little easier to expand, but that's going to be an okay start. Oh! Oh, that's nifty. Look at that. In this your little factory. Without going into it. How happens if you place a factory and then place a few items and then try to pick it up? I don't know. Factory full of chests of portable mall. Now that's interesting. Yeah, you just drop it in, walk in, pick up stuff out of chests, walk out. I don't know. Maybe. All right, well, this was a big one. We did set up our train over here. We were good on iron, which is good because, again, these patches are shrinking fairly quickly. We're down to just over 600k in our base, but we're wired to bring in some resources over here, so that's going to be okay. I didn't realize pollution had reached quite this far. I'll have to pop this base here soon because they're going to get a little cranky. Everything else over here is okay, but it's good that we cleared that. No, there you go. Advanced circuits. Production is kicking in now. This is good. Advanced oil processing. Yeah, it's going to be blue science next. We got our oil. We got this. We got red circuit production. So next is going to be blue science, which we'll do. So Saturday is going to be a programming stream. We're going to do programming tutorial. Brand new programming tutorial is going to start on Saturday. It might be half programming, half Factorio. It might be all programming. It might be an hour of programming, and then my brain goes to mush, and then we decide to play Mario Brothers or something instead. I was just trying to think of something that didn't require a lot of like strategic level thinking and puzzle solving. We will see, but you can expect at least some programming on Saturday, and in fact, it's probably fairly likely that it will be programming plus Factorio. So I'm going to see you guys then. Sensuous fighting with Moobot. I oops-a-doodled a little over here with this. Fine. I'll just change the order between these guys. Nobody needs to know. Nobody needs to know. You guys won't tell, right? What I thought. Oops. Whee! Whee! The cliffs of spaghettification is what this is. All of this here is because of these cliffs. Ugh! How terrible. All this too. Like, I bring down... Why is there some damage over there? There wouldn't have been an alien. I must have accidentally shot a gun or something? Fired a grenade? Or maybe I placed down a part that was already damaged from some other bit. That's weird. But yeah, like I was collapsing the iron lines down to be a little tighter over here. So ugly. So ugly! This is just because I was flowing some green stuff backwards, which turned out to be, you know, useful and fine. It's always the first time, like, you know, I had the thought of, wait, not everything on the bus has to flow in the same direction. It's like, whoa, because there was one base, I think, that very naturally, like the oil was sort of effectively, if our bus was flowing from right to left, the oil was somewhere over here. So I just flowed all the plastic backwards. It was like, why not, right? And in fact, then it's kind of nice because then you can run quickly in one direction, then run quickly in the other direction. Because the belt's kind of handy dandy. Yeah, all right, well, we're going to wrap it up here. I'm assuming Kiss for Luck is streaming. Hold on, let's see what she's streaming. Oh, she's streaming some more CK2 as whales. Now I'm really pissed that I missed a half an hour. Yeah, Cliff's explosive soon. Yeah, it's funny how it takes a little while. But yes, we have everything needed to start working on Cliff explosives. So, I mean, I don't think we're going to explode this one at this point. I mean, we've got the structure in place. Who gives a shit, right? It's pretty ugly. But it will be handy for probably mostly for keeping our rail a little straighter and not having to do little dances around stuff. We'll see. Anyway, we're going to raid a Kiss for Luck, who's playing Crusader Kings, which is a really awesome Let's Play she's got going on. Give her my love, and we're going to see you guys on Saturday for some programming and Factorio. See you then. Bye-bye, folks.